of our regulars here who have been with us for a very long time. And of course, like I said, we've got a bunch of new people who are in the house with us today. Those of you on Zoom, make sure you open up the chat so you can see who is on the list, the open mic list, and the order. I still have to update the withdrawing and Catherine. I'm sorry about that because I got your message at the last second, but I do know that. Of course, those of you on the waiting list are not guaranteed, but I'm a glutton for poetry, and I'm going to try to get you in, even if the new yo yells at me. Because I don't know if everyone knows, our regulars know that we're only supposed to go 2 hours. The extra half hour is supposed to be like emergency in case it's needed, right? But like if I go like the whole 2.5 hours like into the waiting list, like, oh, we got 3 seconds left. Let's get the next poet on. With that being said, let's get to business. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New York Poets Cafe, Volume 2, Season 2. This is our 67th open mic. We have done every single Monday. We are here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, even on the holidays, and we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you are watching this on Facebook or YouTube and you would like to join us, on the left-hand side of the screen is the Zoom number 279-995-364. And if you really enjoyed tonight's show and you wanted to see other open mics in the past, or just rewatch this one, or maybe for those of you who are new, you want to show off to your friends, or maybe your ex who stalks you on social media, that you are still living your life, and that you came onto our show, it's going to be recorded on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you go share that. We would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can help support us with a tax-deductible donation over at www.nuyorican.org/contribute, or on our Cash App, Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Of course, all that information is on our website, nuyorican.org. Tonight, our theme is superpower. Oh, the nerd in me is so excited. I've always loved comic books. Even before it became cool, I was going to comic book shops as a kid. So, superpower, of course, you can flip it how you want. You have poetic license. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will see our upcoming themes. Next week is conspiracy. Ooh, I love me a good conspiracy theory. So, after that is Thirst Trap. It is our 69th episode. Thirst Trap. I'm excited for that. After that, favorite word, favorite book. It's a joke, the Cosmos Music. An important one that we are seeing, because I like to give it out 2 months in advance. On September 6th, we have no theme. Everyone is going to have 2 minutes to perform their poems. That's it. We're going to get to everyone on the waiting list. That night, my goal is to pick people out of the audience. Like, we've gone through everyone. We've gone through the waiting list. And I see that you've been watching this all night. Let me just bring you up. That is my goal for that night. At the very least, I want to make sure we get through 35 people. So it's a 2-minute special. Now I'm about to change things on the screen. And you're about to be like, yo, Advocate, where can I find all of this information? On the internet, and I am on the internet. Look me up, Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z. I am on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am too old for TikTok. I'm sorry. Every now and then, my kid sends me links to TikTok, and I really do enjoy it. So at Advocate of Words, when you spell words, that is with a Z. Here are the rules. Those of you who are performing, when it's your turn to perform, put your camera on. We are looking to simulate a real life open mic as much as possible. So not only are your words important in what you wrote and how you pronounce it, and your diction and your performance, but we want to see your face as well. So, and of course you could disguise your face. You know what I mean? We don't need to see everything if you don't want to. Be as creative as you want. Poets, please have your poem ready. Like I said, we have a lot of people on the open mic list. My goal is always to get into the waiting list, so please be courteous. Poets, you have 4 minutes. 4 minutes, not 4 minutes and 10 seconds, not 4 minutes and 5 seconds, 4 minutes to perform your poems. Please, let's be courteous. A lot of people want to get in this open mic, and I guess I want to get everyone on. No censorship. You have been told, you have been warned. It is what it is. No censorship. This is how the founders were. I want to continue it like that. We continue it like there. No censorship. So unmute yourself after the poem and make noise for the poet. After our poets perform, again, we're trying to simulate a real life open mic. We're going to ask you to unmute yourself. You're going to see the host ask to unmute you and make noise. Disturb your neighbors. Who cares? Give love to our poets. Stick to the theme, but you don't have to. Every week we have a theme, and maybe today you're just like, that's a cool prompt and theme, but I'm feeling something else. My spirit's got something else. Or this is my first time here. I didn't know there was supposed to be a theme. Do not worry about it. If you have a poem that's off theme, it is all good. No problems whatsoever. Just don't ask Deadpan Lizzie because she's got a poem about prompts and protecting me. And I love, well, it's not protecting me, but that's how I look at it as. I love it. All right. With that being said, oh, Deadpan Lizzie is here. Great. With that being said, let us begin. And we are going to begin with a woman who I am now calling the Orca because she has such a beautiful smile, but them teeth will cut you. She's a killer with a smile. She will cut you with a compliment. And that is Amanda. Amanda, how are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. I couldn't be better.
Awesome. It seems you have taken DG clearance spot in the last few weeks. You have signed up first. I see it. I appreciate it. Amanda, let the good people know where they can find you. Now let's hear your fire.
Thank you. Thank you. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Medium, Amanda Ashley Villanueva. I'll try to be quick. Today's piece is called Wonder Woman versus Wild Card. If I ruled this world with one twirl, you'd probably become the king of it. You'd probably be given permission to slip away from here into waters pure, diamond, crystal clear, into an ass fat, a blunt fatter, furthest away from natural disasters or ones caused by our bare hands. This dance, this tormenta trance gives you a delicious, delightful chokehold, but still asks that you don't let go, even if we both got other places to show love to. If I ruled this world, I'd still save myself before you, but a thank you always comes before every diss, after every kiss that wasn't even meant for me, bent over backwards out of life we might be, but I'm nowhere near done drowning in the divinity of your Nile River. I will ask you to forgive me even if you say I don't deserve it, but I will not forfeit a throne that was sculpted just for me. If I were a wild card, I would sharpen my tongue, but somewhere, someone tried to kill me with lectures of how this isn't an option. Though I know it is, though I know these just some little ass kids trapped in adult bodies. If Wonder Woman met Medusa, they'd probably like the same music, and your interlude might make them in the mood to stay longer. On the days I am tired of being stronger, I speak slower, I speak lower, and I am still asked to put on a performance. If I ruled the world, Black women would do nothing but rest. Anything less is never obligatory. We have stories to tell, which we spell straight from muscle memory. Little need for a time machine. When the faces of my ancestry rise from my palms of trees, if I ruled the world, my raspberries would be the only healing circle you'd ever need. My pen welcoming anything that will put it to work, like there's a check with my name on it. Like my signature could free all the kids. Like I really must be dreaming all this shit. Like these mortalities must be a myth. Like I know that's what they want me to think, but like just tell me this is a sick masochistic joke. How many strokes does it take to turn a poet to a goddess? To get her out of the closet of her confined mind? As noble as they come, you know we are never out of time, even if on the island of Cuba, things aren't so simple. From complexities there are no metaphors for, to trips to the store, for things we can't afford but buy anyway, but try anyway because we're gonna die anyway, even if we're always here. Can I please get 2 beers to celebrate with this little light of mine that lets me shine, that found me hanging by my last lifeline and found the time to tell me I could rule the world? I owe you 10 tantalizing swirls. I owe you the fluffiest of curls. I owe you raspberry cheesecake, helado, organically churned. I deserve to stay alive, to kill this pride on my sleeve, to solve mysteries, to wave fees of white flags pointed directly at me, to paint this hell in drag, to give trans folks their flowers while their lungs still pump. When you are nervous, just picture me rubbing your lower back, rubbing the anxiety attack that didn't even bother to say hello. My favorite fellow, this poem was paused for now, but my thoughts of you do not. When I need grace to rule the world, I'll chant this story a lot. Thanks.
Unmute yourselves and
What?
Fire.
Oh man,
And
it just got a
everything
lot
that we
hotter
could
in
have
here.
ever wanted.
Yay.
Amanda
That's
for president.
That was top.
Keisha.
That was mad good.
Amanda for president.
That's
what a way to start the evening, Amanda. Amanda, make sure you put your information into the chat so people can copy and paste. All the poets, after you perform, make sure you go read the chat, because while you're performing, people here on Zoom are talking nice things about you, and I don't want you to miss it, man, especially the internet, right? So hard to get our flowers on the internet. I like the flowers line, by the way, Amanda. Make sure you go check her out. Love it. All right, so let us keep it moving. Shout out to Emily Cordes, who we will be hearing from later, but I have her right now as the co-host in case Zoom tries to knock me out, as we know. It has happened to me before. First time it happened, real cute, but the novelty wore off when it happened 2-3 weeks in a row. Nonetheless, Zoom, you better not knock me out, because right now we got a heavy hitter coming up, and her name is Mary Blenderman. Oh, I love Mary Blenderman. Her poetry, the way she performs it, I love it. And yes, I am biased because her website, maryblenderman.com, with 2 N's, when you spell Blenderman, mentions the Monday Night Online open mic. So make sure you go and you check out her website so you can see that. Mary, is so good to see you. I'm ready for it. The floor is yours.
It's so good to see you too. Hi, everyone. If you want to get in touch, like the advocate said, it's maryblenderman.com. It's in the chat for you. Some of you all have been reaching out to me on there, and it's really exciting to be in touch. And honestly, if you're on the New York, I'd probably consider you a friend. So just shoot me a message, say hi. Okay, so I sat down to write about superpowers this week, and then something totally different came out. So this is what I have. And before I read, please join me in taking a deep breath in and out. This is called Obad with Doubts. Dear Aaron, I keep waking up ravenous and eating the sunrise for breakfast. July always makes me think of you. I've got this modest aspiration each morning to transcend rationality, letting my stomach growl its way toward metaphorical enlightenment. I'd like to have a translucent body like the stained glass leaves of these trees, becoming the holiness they witness, glowing gold vermilion. The fence sitters are asking me questions. The robins, the squirrel, the tiny brown sparrow not 5 feet from me, who with the sun rising behind him could be a messiah. Who knows? You and your raised eyebrows, your deliberate shrug. Agnosticism, the certainty of what we cannot know. I'm thinking of you because my beliefs are throwing darts with their eyes closed. I'd like a church for every day of the week or none at all. Told my students yesterday we use science to approach reality, not mentioning that humans are doomed to subjectivity. I should apologize for the epistemological strictures of personhood, but instead I ascribe the qualities of disciples to the trees. Name the clouds a cream and lavender ship in the sky. You led me here. A cardinal alights on the fence, then furies away. I used to sneak out of mass like that, hovering at the edges of holiness. The road to heaven is paved with guilt. I can't touch heaven, but studying the fraying sun snagged on the ragged clouds, I do wonder about a city with no morning. What would I wake up for? A hawk overhead. There is always more to do. How many times I kissed your name instead of your mouth. I always dance around what I really mean, but I believe that without you, none of these poems would have been written, that I sit in the dawn with my stomach growling because I am awake, that you woke me up.
Ooh, unmute
Yo.
yourself and give some love to the
Oh, girl.
Superpower
is that?
So appreciate it.
Love it.
Mary.
Amazing every time. Every time. Every time.
Mary Blenderman. Make sure you go check out her website, Mary Blenderman, MANN. There's 2 N's at the end of her last name. A powerhouse. You know, like there's just what I like too, like in terms of like her performing, because I talk about her a lot. I know. We're gonna continue on. But like I like how every now and then she looks at us, right? Every now and then she's reading her, and then she looks at us like, I'm still here. And it gets me. Her breath too, like we gotta take a breath, center ourselves. Oh, this community is awesome. Mary Blenderman, go check her out. All right. Let's get to our cult leader now. Now that Mary Blenderman has massaged and warmed us up and put us in place, we're going to our cult leader, Nick Paleologos. I love the kitty in the background. I love the Batman shirt. Nick, where can the people find you online? And then let's hear your poetry.
The real Nick P on IG for now. For now. I'm saying that with it for now right now. This one I had a lot of fun with because I like superhero stuff too. So this one's called I Want All the Powers, Genie. Thank you very much. What kind of superpower you want, Nick? How about flight? That's boring to a degree. I can fly with any other power. I mean, pyrokinesis, I can morph my hands and my feet so I can fly. Plus, I get firepower so I can burn and rise out of ashes. Or maybe electrical powers. I can static shock a new gear, grinding wires like I'm Tony Hawk, or Bert the Birdman, or like Hawkman or Hawkgirl, squawk, squawk. I mean, I'll spread my wings made of plastic and paper cuts. I'll fly on like the falcon through a winter, like a soldier bucking through the snowstorm, like I'm barn burning through hell. Those wings would be too much maintenance, though. What about shapeshifting? I could be Beast Boy. I mean, green is my favorite color, after all. His shoes are sweeter than anything I own, and I could become any animal I want. A bear, a wolf, pterodactyl even. That'd be cool. Well, what about mind powers? I mean, I could fly with using my mind. I mean, psionics, telepathy, extrasensory. It's like I'm Professor X shopping at a superhero dispensary as I build super into this man while I'm stuck with the mental pains like I'm Batman. Or how about powers like Venom? Symbiosis is cool. I'd have another friend. Plus, I'm sure my new friend could help me fly away, but he probably would eat too many things and it'd make my stomach all. How about Solomon Grundy? I could resurrect on a Monday just in time for this open mic so I can continue this cult. And I can keep saying, one of us. One of us, one of us. Or how about I take the helm, getting guidance from Naboo, call the Dr. Kent Nelson to fix my fate? Or what about the Dr. Strange? Stephen, I believe is his name. And it has that time stone, maybe magic. It's beyond my sleight of hand. To take down a different Superman. How about I become a god? Dark side with the Omega beams, with the truest presence that is more than looks that kill. You know what? Wait. I got it. I'll have the power of absorption. I'll absorb every power I can, collecting them like infinity stones. So when I snap my fingers, I'll be smarter than Thanos was thinking. I can exterminate hatred. I'll work on this so I can become the ultimate superhero that this community needs me to be.
Give it
That was the real Nick P, y'all.
Walk off,
Nick
though,
P,
shit.
right there.
That's how you do that. And walk off.
That's what's up.
That's right.
the real Nick P. Go give him a follow. This dude is off the hook. And I caught all those references. You geek. Nick, you a geek, brother. You a geek. And I love it. I love every iota of that geekness. The real Nick P. Go check him out. Okay, Paul Conqueso is supposed to be next, but we're bumping him and his chest hair is back. You're just gonna have to wait for it, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to go to Gigi now. Where's Gigi? There's Gigi. Gigi's getting ready. And as I say all the time, I so appreciate that Gigi gets up and simulates like we had a real open mic. She putting her body into it. You know what I'm saying? She putting her body into it for us people. Y'all better get ready for this. Gigi, let everyone know where we can find you online, and then let's hear your poetry.
So you can find me at iron_resilience on IG, and then you can find me at arcadian-poetry.com. And if you see a person named Jody in the chat hyping everyone up, that's me. I just didn't want to confuse Advocate by having me sign on twice again. All right. So I have 3 like really quick poems. So I'm just going to go off because last week I couldn't perform because unfortunately my really old cat Griswold passed away. So the first one is for the prompt Naked. And this one's called I'm Clothless, but not naked. I lay in bed with a man. I am clothless, but not naked, dressed in shame. I wonder when it will stop. His body on top of mine. It's only for a moment. I'm thankful to the gods that his stamina in smoking is much lower than his stamina in fucking. I am clothless, but not naked. You don't see past my performance. The men I've let wear me, older women tell me no one finds men's bodies desirable. Flaccid feelings, my repulsiveness buried under telling partners I have a low sex drive. I am clothless, but not naked. Wives' tales of our duties, our bodies, our bounty to be devoured. It took me over 20 years to realize my body is not to be consumed. It is to be desired, and I look best truly naked. And then this one is the really short one for superhero, and then I have another one after this. The youngest superhero. I'm sorry you had to become your own superhero. You shouldn't have had to have been so strong in fighting your own villains. He wasn't a villain of comic book agenda. He was a grown man with an agenda for your body. You shouldn't have had to become a superhero for yourself. You weren't made of metal or steel. You were 14. And then this last one is called Unwanted Superpower. I have an unwanted superpower, a smoke and mirror of personality, being able to be the center of attention without a single person knowing my name. I am invisible. I am a commodity, an enigma with bright hair and elf ears, a strong-willed woman who always feels like the least important person in a room without ever letting anyone know. I can't tell the blurred lines if I feel invisible because I am or because I leave everything so quickly. It's less lonely that way. To think I'm isolated by choice. I used to dream of being a superhero, cape wrapped around my neck. I didn't realize I was wishing for supervillains or a tragic backstory for an ongoing battle of feeling this way. Superpowers are only helpful when you live enmeshed in a comic strip, two-dimensional morality with the thick white walls of a comic panel that map out every victory. I'd wish to take back this superpower of being able to light up a room just as easily as I can vanish if it meant I could sit quietly in a room where someone knew my name. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves, give some.
Yes.
Yes. Amazing. Damn, Gigi.
Gigi, make sure you put your information into the chat. Oh, I love it. I love it. And you know, I did feel a little triggered because she took a little bit of swipe at the 2 dimensions that comic books are, but it so worked. That line was so freaking awesome and it made sense. And I'm a defender of those 2-dimensional comic books, by the way. I think they're awesome, but even her using it that way, oh, y'all so entertaining, man. Sorry, Tuesday night, you're the new Monday. Monday's the new Saturday. All right, we are going to get to Joshua Kernia, but because I know some people came late, I want to make sure that we catch everyone up to speed before we continue. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, on the left-hand side of the screen is the Zoom number, 279-995-364. You can join us. Those of you who want to watch the recording of tonight, like Gigi's poem who just killed it, you can find it on Facebook and YouTube. I am your host, Advocate of Words. I do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And when you spell words, that's with a Z at the end, because poetic license. I'm from the Bronx. What? Our open mic list and waiting list is closed. It closes within minutes. So if you would like to sign up for one of our future open mics, the sign-up list begins 24 hours before the show. So on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. British time, to sign up, you would go to neweurekan.org and click Full Events Calendar. After you click Full Events Calendar, you would click on the Monday that you're signing up for. So this Sunday night, coming up in 6 days, you would click on the 19th, and you would order an artist RSVP ticket. That's the only way to get on the open mic list to perform. The View RSVP just means you come in to watch it, right? You don't have to get a view ticket, by the way, but that's what it means. But artist RSVP, only way that you get on the open mic list. With that being said, oh snap, look who just stepped into the room. I hope Joshua Kernia is ready. No pressure, brother, no pressure. Wait, where's Joshua? I don't see him. Is he here? Where is Joshua?
Hey, Advocate, sorry. I was, Lizzie was messaging me. She wanted to see if she and Joshua could swap spots.
Oh, okay. Well, who?
Like Lizzie wants to go now instead of, I guess Joshua can't be here like right now. So Lizzie wants to go in his place. And we'll go okay.
Cool. That is Emily Cordes. We are going to be hearing her voice and poetry later on. Right now, she is the co-host helping me out. And La Bruja stepped into the building. La Bruja is the host of our Thursday night online open mic. And if you missed our erotic open mic this Saturday, I mean, things were said, things were seen. Oh, I loved it. Everyone, La Bruja brought it. Amanda brought it. All right. Amanda got rather cheeky with us. Wink, wink. That was great. We had the Withdrawn and Paul con queso in like their, what we're calling them, the ground beef vest. We were seeing like the chest hairs. Paul brought them chest hairs again, boy. He in the mood. Okay, that being said, let's keep it moving. Deadpan Lizzie is next. It was her birthday last time. Oh, and I see Assam Zane, and I think I see a little bit of collarbone from him. Uh-oh. And I love the beanie. I love the beanie from the Beanie God, Deadpan Lizzie. Let the people know where they can find you. Love the painting in the background, by the way. Let them know where we can find you online, and let's hear that fire.
Thanks. Yeah, Joshua will be on a little later. He asked if we could switch. So thank you for doing that, and thank you, Emily. You can find me on Instagram, ES_Strauss, and I will drop it in the chat when I'm finished reading. If I did miss last week, and I wrote a poem for the Naked Prompt, so if you want to read it, DM me there and I'll send it to you. Tonight I wrote for a superpower prompt, and it's called Have I Made Myself Clear? I wish I could refine others' language, rinse their mouths out with grammar eye-opening soap, washing out the language I don't care if someone is fill in the blank out of their wide open traps, cleansing it with I see them as fill in the blank, and they are my equal. I wish words like jargon and became tasted like vinegar to them, though there are so many who love the taste of vinegar tingling on their taste buds, that words and phrases like equal, valued, discovered, I'm willing to work on my language should be lingering on their tongues and lips like their favorite dish, making them salivate all day and night. Maybe the turkey in the oven that is done, not finished, is that dish for them. Some say I'm the grammar police. Okay. Is it wrong I want people to educate themselves, work on themselves, hone in on their surroundings and listening skills? Not in my opinion. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves.
Okay, girl. I hear you.
Yes.
I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Good, man.
Killer.
Good.
Cooking. Woo!
Lizzie, of course, we call it Deadpan Lizzie because like her performance style is kind of deadpan, but those words got some life. Make sure you look up. She also does real estate. She does production, the theater work. She, behind the scenes, she does so much. Make sure you give her a follow. Check her out. Make sure you give a lot of these people that you're hearing tonight a follow. This community is great. They're doing things that are awesome outside of Mondays and Thursdays. And I know that like you love me and La Bruja. We love you and love doing this, but like there's Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's other days of the week. Make sure you follow people. They got a lot of other things going on too. Check them out. With that being said, let us keep going. And we are now going to the Goldberg, Alexander Goldberg. And yes, for all of you who are new, you too, if you stick around long enough, you're going to get a cool nickname for us. Mr. Goldberg.
Yes.
Let people know where they can find you online. And let's hear your poetry, brother.
Find me online on Instagram, Gorbensky. On Twitter, Go15, and on Facebook, it's Alexander Gorbensky Goldberg. Yes. So tonight I got some inspirational, motivational, superpower poetry for you. So this one is called "If You Strive, You Succeed." I came to the club. I'm ready to jump. Instructor is here. I put on my gear. I wanted to do this since I was a baby. I found a few airfields. I asked them to let me. They all turned me down. I just had a bad fortune. They don't want to jump with a handicapped person. When I told my mom that I will be skydiving, she said, "Are you sick? There's no point in trying." But benefactors made my dream a reality. I always knew that I had a capacity. To do that, I needed to lift up my feet. I wanted to prove that I can, and I did. 2 ladies in wheelchairs skydived on that day. And there's one more thing that I wanted to say. If I could choose one superpower to have, I would convince others. Believe in yourself. I was in the sky. I was feeling so free. I thank all my friends for believing in me. It wasn't the first time instructor skydived with someone like me, so it turned out all right. If you have a dream, you deserve to fulfill it. Don't let anyone talk you out of believing. We know cases when people piloted planes without the 2 feet and sometimes without hands. We saw the world records at Paralympics. We saw piano players who had 1 hand missing. You can become president, scientist, chef, since Homer was blind and Beethoven was deaf. If anyone says you can't do what you want, just follow your dreams and prove everyone wrong. Thank you.
I love yes, that was so sweet and inspirational.
So good.
Yes.
So sweet.
Alexander Goldberg, we call him the Goldberg. Make sure you give him a follow. Alexander, put your information into the chat. Alexander has been here with us for like well over a year, and I think this is the first time I've ever seen him with his hair that long, and he's got like the 5 o'clock shadow and like almost like the flowery like shirt. It's almost like I'm thinking like he on vacation. Like he's gonna live it up this summer. He looking like it, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Alexander Goldberg. Make sure that y'all give him a follow. Next coming up is, where is she? There she is a woman with a potty mouth. I don't know if that's what we're gonna get today, but at the erotic open mic, and she hosts her own erotic open mics and is about to do an erotic anthology. But no, she also hosts workshops and other open mics that I'm sure are more family friendly than how I am presenting her. I am just teasing her. And that is the great Marissa Prada. Marissa, let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your poetry.
Thank you, Advocate. Come find me, Marissa Prada, on Facebook, Prada Painting and Poetry on IG. I co-author The Word Is Right, WRITE. And of course, my press is Red or Green Books. Red is READ, redorgreenbooks.com. We got the original 10 in the building tonight, y'all. And we're very excited to be launching 20 debut poetry collections this year. We will announce the 10 coming out this winter soon. This poem I just wrote, I shit you not, in the last hour. This is dedicated to the storm gods. See if I can get through this. From days of long ago, from uncharted regions of the universe comes a legend. The legend of Vagatron, defender of the Pussyverse, a mighty robot loved by clits and feared by dicks. As Vagatron's legend grew, peace settled as came all across the galaxy. On planet Earth, a vibration alliance was formed. Together with the good toys of our sex system, they maintained peace throughout the Pussyverse until a horrible new menace threatened the galaxy. Vagatron was needed once more. This is the story of the super force of space explorers specially trained and sent by the Alliance to bring back Vagatron, defender of the Pussyverse. Now that we've defeated the invasion, we only have Prince Albert Piercing left to contend with. We're moving in on his last line of defense. His sinister weapons do not stand a chance. Our mission is to destroy the underside. It will be the most difficult challenge Vagatron has ever faced. Luckily, with ground and pound support and special help from our friends at G-Spots and Company, they may be small, but they pack a huge wallop. I hope we're not too late. Dodge the laser beams. No P for this mission. Even in desperate times like these, we must become a weapon. Preparing for secret operation code name. Operation Orgasm. Roger that. Preparing orgasm underway. Begin final countdown to 69. Blast off. It's hard to believe turning a whole vagina into a starship. Vagatron will be right back after these messages. Hey kids, it's Vagatron. I'm available for parties, get-togethers, orgies. Call me up. And now, back to Vagatron, defender of the Pussyverse. If Vagatron ever needed help, the time is now. Let's win this for all the people of Vaginus. Form shaft and balls. Form foreskin. All form the head. Activate interlock. Connected up. Higher, top of the pussy. Mega thrusters are a go. Let's go. Force Vagatron. Okay, team, get it. Give it all we got. Fire rays of missiles. Fire high beams. Watch out for Prince Albert. If only he could get inside. We are approaching Planet Pleasure. They are blasting at me. Form the blasting back swords. Look out. Let him feel my pussy power. Only the coconut lube will save him now. Put your flying fortress at my command. I will save you, said Vagatron. Then let's do it. Ignite torches. Fire. Keep pouring it on. Vagatron will be right back after these messages. Seriously, I can show you how to find the G-spot. It's not that big a secret anymore. And now, back to Vagatron, defender of the Pussyverse. Rotor missiles, stand by. I'm gonna trigger a huge wave. Look out! Activate interlocks, up, mega thrusters. Let's go, Vagatron force. It's a river of what exactly? Stay tuned next week to see if I actually come. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give this woman love.
Oh my God! Wow! I got a T-shirt that says "Bring back Vagatron." Bring back Vagatron T-shirt.
Oh my God.
Marissa Prada. I think Jeff Cottrell would be incredibly impressed. That was fantastic. Make sure you look this woman up. Like she said, she runs a lot of different organizations too, and publishing and all that. But like, she is phenomenal herself, man. Make sure that she, that when you reach out to her and you follow her, make sure that, she's promoting herself too. She doesn't got to stop promoting the other people and the other things she's working on, but she got to promote herself too. Marissa Prada, holy cow. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. That was great. I loved it. Okay, let us keep moving forward. This was so good. Holy crap. I think a second button was undone by Assam Zane. Is that Marissa Prada's poem just got a second button undone by Assam Zane. Woo, Marissa, you go. Okay, we're coming to the apple of my eye. She's been gone for about a month. the offline world called to her, and that is Catherine Bedan. Catherine, thank you for being back. Let the people know.
Eric, great to be here, and I can't believe I have to follow that, but that was great, Marissa. Hi, everybody. I've missed you, and I've been in sort of an existential ennui, but I don't know. I kind of wrote to the theme, superpower. I think you'll get it. It's a little bit obtuse, but you'll get it. I'm going to start with an aphorism and then go into the piece I wrote. To attain peace, you walk through a narrow lane of non-attachment. In that lane, only one can walk. If there are two, the lane will get clogged and one can't progress. It's a lane for lonely seekers of light and love. Alone, which is constant and inexhaustible. Call it peace, truth, God, it doesn't matter. The hook, the line, the sinker. I'm looking for the hook, the line, and the sinker, that part of me that wants to be free, not stuck in some earth plane existence. The hook, the line, the sinker, I'm looking for the end of times into heaven, that part of me who needs to be freed of being stuck in this earth plane resistance. No more a slave to everyone's expectations. No longer engulfed by feelings of grief and loneliness, no longer trapped by greed or anger or fears, instead freed from human bondage to hear my true spirit speak. The hook, the line, and the sinker, I'm looking for a way out to get back into me. I'm looking for the way out to get back to me. I'm diving deep into the ocean, to the very bottom of my soul, so I can pull out the stopper and let the water rush out, so I can empty out and clean the refuse of my life, so I can free myself of the shackles of my past, all my abusive past lives, so I can resurface reborn and renewed, recharged, reinvented, and reintroduced to me. The hook, the line, and the sinker, and it ain't over until I've dived real deep as I can possibly go to find me. The hook, the line, and the sinker are all working in tandem to line up this real me. They're all jiving 24/7 to help me to get real with myself, with my still desired hopes and dreams. The mind, the sieve, the creator. The way to find the truth is easy if you let it be, easy if you allow it. No more struggles or sadness or madness. The mind, the sieve, the creator is all you need to be, is to be, is to be. The hook, the line, the sinker can no longer exist if you banish it from your deepest wounds, banish it from your desires and yearnings, and erase it from your bad memories. The hook, the line, and the sinker will then only be some past history detailing your personal miseries, no more heeding of your attention, so let it go and be free. No more needing to be shackled. Be the creator you were meant to be. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give some love to Catherine.
Yes. So beautiful. Very creative.
Miss you, Catherine.
Catherine is back. All is right with the world. CatherineBedan.com. Make sure you go check out her website. When you spell Bedan, it's Badin. She's a photographer. She be taking pictures. And I thought, I love the production value of having the cat walk in behind you and just like, not like plot, but like very like, I'm just gonna sit and listen to the poetry now. That was fantastic. Catherine Bedan. Oh, I'm so happy her voice is back with the community. You know, if you come here more than once, I just want you to know, we expect you to give up your Monday night life and come hang out with us. And we take real offense when you're like, well, you know, I got responsibility. We do not care on Monday night, okay? At 10:31 Eastern Standard Time, get back to your real life. How dare you do that, Catherine? Don't you ever leave us again. Okay, Rich Daddy Glennon is next. Where is he? Here he is. Mr. Daddy, he's wearing daddy so well. We got to know him before he was a daddy and he got to have a life on Mondays, but he decided to be with us. Now he doesn't have a life at all because he has an infant. I get it. I've been there. Rich, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear poetry, brother.
Hey, advocate. Hi, everybody. Thank you for that intro. Rich Glennon on Tumblr and Instagram. I'll throw in the chat afterwards, but I will jump right into it. 3 short poems. The first one is called To You Doing 45. All you saw from your perspective was a car speeding past you and a young man's bushy face with dark sunglasses stuck in it, looking in your direction, most likely cursing you. You'll never read this, but others may. And I think they'll be surprised to know I wasn't looking at you to call you an asshole with my eyes or any other part of my face, but to simply look at the person who was operating the seemingly stopped car on the Long Island Expressway so I could stop hating you the moment I saw ahead, like a bowlful of years belonging to a mother, father, son, or daughter, a winner, loser, or, like most of us, on this seamless stretch of in between, neither. Next one is called Tip. I was prepared for the rewarding feeling as the kitchen floor appeared with each gathered plastic bag of fast food trash and diaper shit. But I was not prepared for the bonus foot of rainwater in the garbage can outside, begging to be tipped over and pave a shaded path, plucked like a grape from a far-off park, filled with flashing lights, because two crones disappeared into a hole where their bench once was. And this last one is called Old Friends. A permed lizard sits outside a coffee shop on a 98-degree day. You know the type, and aren't surprised there's a 2-liter of her own seltzer sweating on the table, surely off limits from the other lizard sitting across from her. Their phones are in tote bags, not on vibrate, not silenced, but completely off, so as not to be rude and endanger future rendezvous with cancer. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give some love to Rich Glennon.
All right.
Yes, Rich.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
And mine.
Love me some Rich Glennon. Make sure that you give him a follow. I haven't used Tumblr in a while. That's how I know it's still around. Because if Rich is around and he promoting it, then I know it's still around. Make sure you go give this dude a follow. I appreciate how everyone has their own voice in this community. This is why I'm always enjoying my Monday nights, because I never feel like I'm hearing the same thing over and over. Next coming up, oh my God, what this next person did, I'm trying to unmute you, Ray. What this person did over this weekend was phenomenal. Mr. Ray Camacho. Ray, I'm trying to unmute you. You're not getting.
I think I'm unmuted already.
Oh, it's yep. It's saying that you were still muted. Got you. But no, I can hear you. Ray, I appreciated the Pokemon costume. Y'all need to go check this dude out at Ray Did This. Phenomenal. And I got to meet him this weekend. La Bruja had an event in which Ray, Jane, and Roz performed. A bunch of us came. First time I got to meet Ray. And who you get online is who you get in person. He's awesome. Ray, let him know where we can find you, and let's hear your poetry.
Thanks, Dad. You can find me at Ray Did This on IG. I post daily micro poetry. So I have 2 pieces today. The first one is a micro poem. The rage wedged between my lips. Do you feel it on your body when we kiss? The second poem is called The S on My Chest. You wake up every morning at the same time. Take 10 minutes to log onto the computer because your boss wants to know if you're still alive. Wash your face, brush your teeth, and look at yourself in the mirror. Stare at your flaws, the lines above your eyebrows, the pores on your nose, the eye that leans slightly to the right. Check your phone, no messages. Walk around the house that hasn't changed because, like your furniture, you too are waiting for him to return. Round two of his body inside of you. Have a slice of cold pizza because all you eat are leftovers and you are what is left over from what was your relationship. Your backstory is as boring as your sex life. You are not Lois Lane. You do not get to fuck Superman. You don't even get to fuck Crypto the Superdog. Instead, you fucked the Joker, left scars on your genitals. You wished you would have just fucked a microwave instead because you've ingested enough radioactive sperm to turn yourself into a super loser. Unlike a main character in a comic book, you barely even get a page. You are the background character who wasn't even there to see the white damsel in distress be saved by her white hero, the white love story that makes millions in revenues, the one that has that one black character who references Wakanda so the director can say his casting was diverse. You are the one character stuck in traffic who just missed that Stan Lee cameo because 5 blocks ahead of you, the real heroes are fighting off purple dragon alien sex robots or another wealthy white man living off of his daddy's income. You are the character who can't even afford to live in Manhattan, so you live across the river and tell everyone you were able to see the Avengers take on Godzilla. Oh, wait, that comic hasn't been turned into a movie yet, so people don't actually care. Let me just Thanatos snap that last part, okay? He was your superhero who fucked you into ashes because that's what a superpower was, to turn you into stone while you pretended to moan because you aren't grown enough to even have that conversation without him convincing you that it's all your fault. So, do you consider yourself a phoenix now? Do you think you rose from your ashes and became a better person because you write poetry? You think that is your superpower? No. Your superpower is your mouth. You can make any man feel like gold. Your lips have a tighter grip than Spider-Man. Your saliva is more of an oasis than the ocean, and Aquaman is still asking to move in. Your words can manipulate the minds of men, and Professor X is hiding in your closet, waiting for this open mic to end so you can continue working on that poetry collaboration with Paul. So put your glasses back on, Puerto Rican Clark Kent. Wait for your life to end. Hide the S on your chest because your ex knows what was best. You are the coquille with no voice, smuggled into America and glued onto community dick. Thank you.
Give it up for Ray.
What?
I did that. I did that, y'all. I know this. Oh, Ray.
Fire. It's not quite what I thought collaboration was, but that's cool. It's cool.
Ray Camacho. Daddy's very proud, Ray. Daddy's very proud. Make sure you go give him a follow at Ray Did This. He deserved that comeback, right? He deserved it. He's been waiting for it. He earned it with that poem, man. Woo-wee. Tonight's a good night. I'm loving it. Okay, next coming up, make sure you go give Ray a follow, man. Next coming up is Mia Aguilera. Now, she has never been, I believe, this is her first time on the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Am I correct, Mia?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, Mia, where have you been? We've been doing this for now 67 weeks in a row. You have had so much time to be here. I'm going to forgive you because you're here on a good night, okay? And you look like a wonderful person, okay? Where are you located? You don't have to say your address, but just general area. Where are you located?
I live in Brooklyn, in Bushwick, and I am a friend of Sam Park, and so I've met a few of you and read with a few of you, but I am so excited to read for you today.
Oh, that's awesome. I love me some Sam Park. She is fire. So, all right, Mia. All right, Mia. But Sam has been here with us for several months, though. So we're not going to be mad at you for the 67 weeks, but we're going to be a little upset with the last few months. Nonetheless, as you see how everyone's doing, Mia, and I'm just teasing you. We're not going to be mad at you. As you see, Mia, let the people know where they can follow you online, and then let's hear your poetry.
All right, you can follow me on Instagram at Mia Sochi. I'll write it in the chat because it's hard to spell. And I have one poem to share with you today. This is called Child Woman as Mexica Princess. Here in Tenochtitlan live the children of the sun and moon. Heat rises to the top of the temple. I stand near Moctezuma. Father's headdress 3 times the size of a head shimmers blue and green with quetzal feathers. The light, orange, peach, lavender. Revel in the summer solstice. We dance. Breasts swollen and sun-soaked like too ripe fruit. Earlobes weighted with golden eagles. Cuffs of gold. Necklaces of gold, turquoise, jade, amethyst. The stars shift. Brown nipples tighten as the night cools. The Spaniards, pale and diseased, know nothing of the aloe in our clothes, the nixtamal mashed with our hands, the vibrant dyes that give us the colors of the sky, the trees, and blood. Awa, awa, their mouths move nonsense. Like Moctezuma, they will strip my royalty. Here is my small body, ready for your polluted seed. Here is my small body, ready to be stoned. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for me.
One of us.
Make sure you put your information into the chat. And if you heard everyone being obnoxiously loud, screaming one of us, that means you have been accepted. They want you back. Give up your Monday nights. And you're going to come hang out with us, okay? And for all of you football fans during the fall, you can watch the replay of the game on Monday nights. This is where it's at. Monday night online open mic. Thank you so much, Mia, representing Brooklyn properly. And if y'all want to go back and listen to these poems that you're hearing tonight, make sure you go to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's page on Facebook and YouTube. That is where it's at. If you want to go back and watch yourself or show it to people, or Mia, if you want to rub it in Sam's face that she missed you tonight, because I don't know where Sam is. I hope all is good with her and say, I did it and you weren't even there. You can send her this. And what I'm saying right now is being recorded too, so Sam can see this too. We love you, Sam, but where the hell you at? Thank you for sending us Mia. Okay, next coming up is Michael Sandler out in Colorado, the state that was ahead of the curve in making marijuana legal use recreationally.
One of the many great things.
I love it. Michael, you know what to do, man. The floor is yours. Good to see you as always, brother.
I do, and Mia, that was, wow, what a great debut. Yeah, you got to come back. You were fantastic. And I'm just going to, ahead of time, just go ahead and put my little thing up for lighthousewriters.org. Check it out. So many good things. You know, when I think of superheroes, I kind of come at it from a different angle. And this is one for somebody who's absolutely was so important in getting me back to being a writer after not being one for over a dozen years, roughly. It's called Gentle Gardener for Jane Thatcher. And this is the epigraph. I visit the orchards of spheres and look at the product and look at quintillions ripened and look at quintillions green. Walt Whitman. Tending a garden of forgotten flowers, an unforeseen explosion of blossoming colors, seeds from far and wide blown by rough winds in need of attention and gentle care, carefully, subtly, lovingly cultivated, every hue, shade, shape, and texture, thick stemmed and thorned and delicate strands, tall, strong, freestanding stalks and gently creeping vines in need of purchase, clinging for support against the elements. Week by week, roots watered and nurtured, turned sunward, steadied by well-placed supports, letting patterns play and form a harmonious whole, dazzling in its rich array of details, full of fragrance, evoking wisdom and desire. Without the effort of the gentle gardener, rare, disparate blooms, oft seen as weeds, transplanted from the far-flung wilds, could never have joined to become this interconnected, majestic maze of delight. Does it seem a simple act to prepare the ground and season by season harvest sweet fruits? It is not. We must give the gardener due praise, whose diligent, steady touch sensed in each plant unique potential and birthed a sweeter, better world. This is not the only garden to be thus blessed. Leaving these budding growths in others' capable hands, the gentle gardener now moves on to furrow new fields, to bring forth crop after crop of wonder and rapture, as this strong, sheltered oasis remains and thrives. Every future blossom and fruit bursting forth will owe its grandeur and radiance in part to the tender, green-fingered cultivator's loving labor. Spores will flutter off to land and grow in plots and tracks. New germination continuing the gardener's never-ending gift. Hands, heart, vision, and a few simple tools used well are all it takes to the gifted to enrich shared experience. Exquisite gardens will grow, feeding spirit and soul, all indebted and thankful for the gardener's care, all reflecting humble compassion in graceful design. And do one more shorty. And this is, I don't know, some people know who Hotai is, little Chinese deity. He always has his arms up like this. And this is a ringa for Hotai. Hotai stretches, yawns, radiates true happiness, bathes in sweet sunshine, prepares for meditation, eyes closed to all distraction. He sits cross-legged, massive bulk, light as feather. Sit with him, feel calm. Thought, like fog, lifts, dissipates. Contentment fills the hollow. Heart opens to find Hotai's pure song resonate, joy within each breath, rests upon a soft pillow, opening like a lotus. Okay, thank you all very much.
Unmute yourselves, give some love to
Yeah.
her.
Beautiful.
Beautiful,
Michael. Thank you.
Michael Sandler, he's with us practically every Monday. He is a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. And he doesn't have social media, but he always takes his time to promote lighthousewriters.org. So make sure that you go and check that out, especially if you enjoyed his stuff. He also comes on Thursday nights as well, which is hosted by La Bruja. So Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. That is when our open mic is open to everything. There's no theme, but you could do poetry, you could do comedy, you could do hip hop, you could do music, you know, as long as it's not copywritten, you could do all that. And that is hosted by the wonderful La Bruja, who got a little cheeky this weekend. Shout out to her. It was so good to see her this weekend. Also got to see her in person. So also real quick, because we are doing really well on time, I always like to try to take time to shout out some people who are here on Zoom with us that are not on the open mic list or the waiting list, but they come to give us love. Brandy Walker, she is here almost every Monday, and I believe she has a family or loved ones who like to see her, and they know not on Monday she is with us. Shout out to you, Brandy. Thank you. Kemlin is here. Kemlin got all done up, and it was like a mermaid this weekend. But you know what? I shouldn't even tell y'all that. Y'all should have been there. Shout out to Kemlin. It's good to see you joining us. Assam Zane, who I talked about. Right now, we're 2 buttons down, people. Get them poetry, your poems on point, so we can see if we could get the whole shirt off of Assam. Assam Sane, he is a wonderful writer here, and he joins us, and he's on our open mic for those of you who don't know. He's a treasure. I love having him. Mariella Salazar is here, England in the building. Nobody mentioned soccer or Italy tonight. Just if you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. Just don't mention Italy or soccer tonight, all right? Everyone got it? Italy and soccer, 2 words, don't want to say to her tonight. Oh no, football. I'm sorry, she's in Europe. Football, don't say football. Italy or football, 2 words we're not going to say tonight. Italy and football. Everyone got it? Italy and football. We also got baby Overdose in the building. I got to see Overdose a little bit earlier today, man. This dude is on his daddy tip. I'm so proud of this brother. Overdose and his baby are here. Shout out to Ron Mark Thompson as well. He is another mainstay here. He was on the weekend, and we got to see some shoulder action from Ron this weekend. Y'all missed it, man. Poetical, who's out in Japan, so he's getting up early to hang with us. I love this dude. If y'all have ever seen him on the open mic, you know what a treat this man is. Love having him on. Miro is here. Miro is one of the prime examples of why I tell people you need to meet and you need to follow these people online, because Miro got the community together and people from outside the community as well. And they put together this beautiful anthology, Love Letters to Gaia, and then they donated the money. Like, this is why I keep saying, follow these people, let people know where they can follow you. And I keep telling you, like, follow them. I know I sound like a droid, but there's a reason. Shout out to DG Clearing, who usually signs up first, but I guess Amanda's been a bully, knocking him out the way. But he didn't sign up at all today, but he is here checking us out. Shout out to DG Clearing. Lindsay O'Neill, I don't know who Lindsay is, but that's a new name. So I hope you're enjoying yourself, Lindsay. Also a new name I haven't seen before, Chris Creative. Shout out to Chris Creative. Thank you for checking us out. Terry Rose Jertson is also joining us. She is becoming the mainstay in our audience, and I've seen her read our other open mics, but she hasn't read with us yet. Hopefully soon. Poetic Desire, another treasure of the community, is checking us out. Shout out to her. Abraham Cordona, representing New Jersey. He is in the building. And then there is a Kate Miano. I hope I'm saying that name right. And I just like looking at the name. I love it. Miano, Kate Miano. So I'm sure we're going to get more people. I've skipped some people. I'm going to look over it, but we want to keep moving forward. And now we're going to Nathaniel Beck. Let me unmute Nathaniel Beck. And let me tell you, man, Nathaniel's poetry is awesome because I still like him, even though he's a Green Bay Packers fan. All right. But his poetry is awesome. And the apple of his eye is a Chicago Bears fan. So that helps. Nathaniel, you are back for the second time. Yes, you are about to get addicted. Let the people know where they can find you online. And let's hear your wonderful work, brother.
No, I'm already addicted. This place is amazing. This community is amazing. So like, you guys are lovely. But you guys can follow me at NCBEK Poetry. So just check me out. I have 2 poems for you guys. One is like literally fresh off the press. So like just finished it like a few moments ago. So here it is. And this is untitled. It is 4:42 p.m. and the sun has yet to tie itself into knotted storms. And I am still dry, or as dry as a cloud dancer can be. And this is a small blessing I make of my bed, the floor, the ground, or all that I am still above. Some heroes don't need to fly as much as they need to exist. And today is my superpower. Wrapped in a blanket chest shield of tired armor, and my clothes are still the size of wearing, and my shoes are still being worn into this great goodbye. But what hero does not mask themselves on occasion? Spandex, smile, face, and all, how I stretch into this new day of comic fresh pages. But sometimes the storyline can feel so boxed in, living between episodes and issues. I wear this identity of costumes well, this tight thrashing of thoughts, a cloaking invisibility of faces. What cape has not been pulled enough to be worn forever? But if this morning was not something worth putting on and defending, what is? Even when I do not sleep, some days I am grateful for the mornings I keep waking, being here, this moment, battered body of a hopeless romantic for loving the sun. This is the battle I keep waging, power stripped, drunk of thought, but I keep fighting, even when I am my own worst enemy, born of 1,000 nervous hellos, greeting a prismatic morning of shadows, still trembling and yet still so alive, fighting, like this city of self needs me today. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give some love to Nathaniel.
We need you, Nathan. We need you. Damn.
Holy shit.
I'm ready on that.
If it's fine tonight,
He's got another. He's got another.
Nathaniel Beck. Nathaniel, make sure. Wait. They're saying they got one more. You got a short one? Wait, let me unmute Nathaniel. I'm trying to unmute you again. I may have jumped the gun. Sorry.
No, actually, I'm gonna let other people go. They definitely deserve their time. So definitely thank you all for your time. Thank you.
And one more time, let people know where they can find you online, especially for those people who aren't here on Zoom, so that they can audibly hear you say it.
NCBEK Poetry, or just NCBEK. You should be able to find me, or Nathaniel Beck. So that, or check out 3 Mile Harbor Press. They have my most recent book that I just got published. So thank you.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Nathaniel Beck, man. You see, and those who know me, man, it's hard for me to like a Green Bay Packers fan. It's hard for me, but Nathaniel's poetry is on point. It's fire. All right, look, not even poetry could get that over me. All right, like the apple of his eye is a Chicago Bears fan. All right, like that's how he fixed it, Chicago Bears fan. But we're gonna say poetry because I'm hosting a poetry event. Now, Nathaniel's great. I hope Nathaniel keeps coming back around. And right now we are going to Joshua Kernia. And as I am unmuting Joshua Kernia, I also want to thank Nathaniel Beck for not saying Italy or football. I appreciate that. Right now, I'm muting Joshua Kernia. Oh, and shout out to Diane Ward. I didn't shout her out before because I thought she's on the list. She's not on the list. Thank you, Diane, for being here. If you're not with your husband, just let me know. Just weekly checking in. All right, Joshua, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your poetry, brother.
Hello. Shout out to Elizabeth. I was battling through Bay traffic, and I swapped spots with her. I've been running like a chicken today in the Bay Area, and I'm so tired. But good news, I bought a ticket to NYC in October, so I'm really looking forward to be in New York. But you can find me, I'm just gonna get to it. You can find me at IG, Joshua_Kernia, or my podcast at Align by Line. So I wrote to the theme, and this is new shit. I just finished it earlier today. It's titled More Than 3,000. I ain't have no hammer or shield or trident or any mammal instinct or insect bite or a triple twisted DNA like a ZYX-Men or a cosmic ability to warp time, space, and continuum, but the heart is the core of my power, mostly bigger than normal humans and capable of growing and giving with no boundaries, sometimes too powerful for my logic to handle, venom to my own teeth, overpowering more than what I ask and questioning who I love, appointing myself to be a judge without jurisdiction. If I were to be featured in a superhero movie, I'd be one of those underdog heroes with undiscovered special power who turns out to be the most powerful hero of them all, with great power and immense love for humanity, but fragile with the potential to self-destruct in split seconds and end up dead, sacrificing himself for someone he loves dearly, more than tons and definitely more than 3,000. Because he gives too much and saves nothing for himself. One might see me as an accidental villain. I never set out to be one, but I hurt and shun people away. Maybe like Thanos, who would snap with no mercy to fulfill his destiny. Or kind of like Mystique, who doesn't really belong in a group, always slipping in between cracks, being a camouflage to whatever benefits her the most. Or Jean Grey, who cannot control her own power and end up isolating herself into a dark corner of her own mind. My superpower is yet to fully mature, and it keeps spurting like a blue flame supernova. It's swirling aimlessly outside the container, and I need to contain it first before I let any muggles see it. I am a Horcrux to myself, and yet I cannot cast a spell to destroy it. So one could say that my superpower is non-existent, but it doesn't mean I don't have one. I just carefully choose who I trust and who I am willing to show it to. End poem. Thanks, guys.
Yo,
Give it up for Joshua.
every time, Rosin.
Damn.
Every time.
So good.
Muggles, man. Yes, muggles.
Thanks, guys.
All the references. I love the Joshua Kernia. He's got his podcast, Align by Line, ALIGN by Line, LINE. Make sure you go check him out. Check him out. I love it. I love it, man. Joshua came to us earlier in the year, and I'm so happy that he's addicted and he's sticking with us. I love having his voice part of it. Go check him out, Joshua Kernia, Line by Line. And I thank you as well, Joshua, for not mentioning Italy or football. I was waiting for her. There's someone here I'm teasing. I was waiting for them to notice it. Elemental is next. Where is Elemental? Wait, I saw him. There he goes. There he goes. Let me mute Elemental. All right, and you need me to do the other thing?
Yes, please.
Wait. Where did I lost it? I lost them. Wait, are they still here? Wait, are they still here, Elemental?
Yes, they're still here.
Oh, they just, okay. I got it. All right, cool. Everything is taking place. The floor is yours. And let the people know they can find you.
So you can find me at elemental.com. My book, Calamity, is coming. And I will let my Storm God brother let you know where you can find him.
Y'all can find me at Paul Con Queso.
All right,
and
brother.
I got a workshop this Saturday with the New Rican called Make It Make Sense. But tonight, we ain't Elemental or Paul Con Queso. We ain't Storm Gods in the building. We the Bats versus Joker.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Why do we fall? Is it so that the ascent can be less dark than the night rising? It's blinding to be back broken by sunshine when all you've ever known is cave dark pitch. Double lives, secret bases, secret identities. What is left of me when all I am is wounds wound up and cowl? When I remove this mask to unveil another disguise underneath who reflects authenticity of singularity. When the real Bruce Wayne died when I was 9, see, there were 3 casualties in Crime Alley the night a chill approached and jacked pearls from the nape of Martha's neck as Thomas stepped in. 2 bangs and a flash in the moonless sky. Leather wings and shrieking cries blanketed me as they were ripped from the page. No reanimation could bring me back. Vanta Black with no parents around. One has to raise themselves. Night wings robbing me of sleep, deprived of dreams. These nocturnal beings hung upside down on stalagmite flocked through me. In flight, and when I realized I was no longer afraid, I became one with them, one of them. I became night that day. Now I fight through gauntlets with heckling gestures, gesturing genius. They say it's only one gene from madness, but have you ever waltzed with Lucifer Morningstar amidst the lunar eclipse? A duet with death, a bright white face, acid fallen, green, red dotted, yin to my yang, that you complete me to completely send me seething into fits of rage, beatings, interrogating deceit when he sees slaughter as the best medicine.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? It's quite liberating, actually, when pearls become stars in starless skies and startling eyes of a child with delicious horror on his face. Felt like I was born that night. I feasted on their terror with the taste of gunpowder and privilege with a nice bottle of, who cares? I painted the town red, the same color I left in that alley. Oh, I remember now. It was a vintage Molotov cocktail that I served City Hall with a box of party favors that left everyone jumping for joy. It was delightful. Oh, those were the good old days. Long before I had a chance to dance with you, Batsy, with your fancy toys. Don't you have any bat jokes in that belt? Maybe a bat smile. You're always so serious. Why so serious?
Why so serious? I am growing delirious. I am darkened, damaged, nocturnal creature, not one night of rest because their deaths haunt my dreams. So I refuse to sleep scaling buildings and becoming limestone statued being, gargoyle posing on skyscraper grief keeps me frozen in daylight. What's that advice you gave once? If you're good at something, never do it for free. And that rings true these days, even with all my billionaire, playboy, philanthropist privilege. I can't deny our tango with morality. Past the days of bam, pow, and na, mortality has always tempted me to crack the yoke of that ultimate killing joke, cackling. But rather you be a bat in the belfry of Arkham. Asylum grows from ivy in these clay-faced grins with scarecrow gas blasting brain with riddlers. This may just be the bane of me. Broken heap in seeing this death in the family only comes when one invests in a family. That's why I took pride in making isolation my commodity, but time changed that. Brooding bloomed to cave illuminated with surrogate sons and daughters, yet you capitalized on that. Taking Barbara's legs, turned her oracle, pulled the red hooded wool over Jason's eyes. Man who laughs, killing time. Red X's marked over family photo op. Now what part of me is left to smile?
What doesn't kill you makes you stranger, Batsy. But you're just a freak like me, complete. We are the ultimate tragic comedy, you see, symbol of justice. You can rest assured my many trips to Arkham have taught me quite a few de-escalation techniques, but they always seem to end bloody. Dr. Quinzel did her best to contain my insane and asylum chains with mind games I was born to play. Now Harley can't wait to bash your bat brains in. But I thought you knew my solemn goal is to ensure every bat bone in your body cries out in beautiful breaking laughter under my feet. You and I are destined to do this forever. Besides, where would you be without me? I put the fun in funeral. Crazy? What's wrong with that? It's done wonders for me. Wouldn't you agree, Batsy?
You had me at hello. It's strange to me how some men singularly want to watch the world burn and society hands them the kerosene. Poison in your lapel flower, cyanide in your eyes, mine gleam like batarangs. I know my drive for justice may have you feeling quite grappling hook to this deadlock duel, but we will not do this forever, see. De-escalation techniques and punchlines can't land when your jaw is broke. I have chosen this path, just as you have. Only you have chosen it for chaos, Loki. Agent of Deus Ex, Mockingbird, mockingly mocking me, but this serious man on serious earth will do his worst without, of course, crossing the line. You claim my misplaced sense of self-righteousness is why I won't kill you, and perhaps you're right, but I have never white knighted one day in my life, and tonight won't be the night I break my one rule, because although you are pure evil incarnate, I keep my code, and we both know all it takes is one bad day to reduce even me to lunacy, so let it not be today.
But today is a perfect day for anarchy. Rules are meant to be broken, Batsy, just like the will of people who refuse to see laughter as the best medicine. You want to hear how I got these scars? My father was a drinker, and he loved to tinker with the skin of children that didn't like to smile. Have you ever tasted a rusty razor blade, Batsy? Do you want to? I'm sure I can arrange enough for your whole family. Besides, I'm sure you don't like to eat alone. And what good is Bat without a side of Robin? I would hate to break up such a winning team. You know what they say, a family that fights together should die together. Wouldn't you agree, Batsy? Oh, stay with me, Bats. The fun is just beginning.
Stay with you. Even through beleaguered leagues of shadows where I emerge resurrected like ghoul from a Lazarus pit. See, Damien's my progeny, though not at all like me, he would likely give in to smiting you, delighting you by slicing you lip From lip, Chelsea grin with katana sharp as his mother's wit. Cheeky little shit, you know. My father once asked, why do we fall? And I had no answer then, learning it's in the picking up from this pit, this dry well of self. And as two grown men donning perma-masks, perennial Halloween costumes, I found it's not who we are underneath, but what we do that defines us best. So yes, let's put a smile on his face. Despite my reluctance, I know our dance is destined to be a forever waltz. Since I won't kill you, you won't kill me. The setup of this punchline's just too much fun for you. I guess we'll just continue to give in to the pull of this madness like gravity. And every prod of depravity proves all it takes is a little push.
Oh, Betsy, if I wasn't certifiably insane, I would think you actually cared enough to kill me. Doesn't matter. I dream of your death every night. We're past a little push. I would love to pull you into my funhouse, let my hyenas gnaw at your limbs while I fillet your skin. I wonder what blade I would use. Why so serious? All I want to do is do a little dance with your head on a lance, maybe a hood ornament. That would be rich. I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to a boring life of crime? No, thank you. That would be too easy. But you and I are two of a kind, Betsy. Rest assured, you will not meet your death alone. I will be there with you, so at least one of us can die laughing.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Elemental.
my God. Bravo, bravo.
See that, motherfuckers. Holy
Genius.
Collab.
Everything. That's the show. That's the show. Genius. That's the whole show.
Elemental.com. When you spell elemental, take the T out, put the number 2 in. Paul con queso. When you spell queso, that is with a Q, Q-U-E-S-O. He's hosting a workshop on next Saturday. You nerds, you are so in the comic books, you geeks. I love it. I love it. Next coming up is a man who seemed really excited about what he just saw, and he's usually filled with a lot of energy. I love having this dude here. Propaganda poet, brother. Let the people know where they can find you online, and let's hear your poetry.
The real dynamic duo. Growing up, my hero was always Batman, but the Joker felt real. One weaponized white privilege. The other became the system's victim. So I'm going to give you a little, just a little anecdote and then a little poem. I got a book, a CD, a YouTube channel. I'm going on tour. Come to Butthead. Come to Butthead. Okay, so just a quick little anecdote. I was interviewing for a creative writing gig once, and they knew I was into comics because I have worked in comic stores, blah, 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 whatever. I wanted to write comics. That's a whole different story. But they asked me what my superpower would be if I had any superpower. And there was a mutant in the New Mutants for a brief time. He had no power of his own, but whenever he was around, all of the other mutants operated at their top optimal power. That would be the best superpower in the world. And you all have that. Because of communities like this, we all become the best versions of us. So you are all the superpower today. So now I'm going to give you a poem, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get heavy. Since everyone's been like killing it, I'm just going to go heavy on you. So this one's called Scars of the Veteran. I look down at your hands. I think back to a lumberjack saw, a stepfather who wasn't sober enough to use caution. I look up at your face. I think back to a fist, a reward for just saying no to a drunk with car keys. I remember your turn. I look at your turned back. I remember a mother, a simple choice to just look the other way when she was needed most. I look inside your heart. I find my own bitterness, the sole possession of a prisoner of civil war, where Private 4-year-old hides in the trenches under the kitchen table, trembling, his trusty dog Rusty by his side. Captain Mommy gets beaten into submission by the once well-mannered spy, the one who forced himself into their ranks. And now we get to see his other face. A typical disciple of the bottle demons, liquid fire, napalm burning in his bloodstream. The Neanderthal enemy drags Captain Mommy around the living room by her hair. A circle of hatred settles in Private 4-year-old's mind. Ring around the scattered hopes, pocket full of shattered bones, splattered blood, battered dreams. We all fall down. Sweat streaks down his face. Fingernails chew into his palms. A list of solutions slams through his brain, yet
Private 4-year-old distantly watches the front lines. A silent movie in slow motion, eyes forward to someday when he might be a superhero. Thank you for listening. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. I love you all so fucking much. That is your superpower.
Thank
you,
PP. You're the dopest, man.
Love you,
Dopest,
propaganda
man.
poet. You're amazing.
Dope.
Both those are beautiful.
Go buy his book.
Amazing.
Buy his book, absolutely.
Yes, Propaganda Poet Bear Wolf on Facebook. Make sure that you check this dude out. I love the flag in the back. I love the fact that he went on a little bike ride, and toured, and he still was able to come on Monday night. I had to push him down on the list, and then we didn't get to him because he had come late, but he had hit me up saying, I'm probably not going to make it, but this dude gives us so much energy and is about the people. I appreciate him, Propaganda Poet. Make sure that you go give him a follow. Shout out to Scott Pleasance, who has joined us a little late, but he has joined us nonetheless. Love that dude, Scott Pleasance, man. The next highlight I'm working on, he's in it too. So I'm a little behind on the highlights, but I'm gonna start to get them done this week. And I appreciate the community not mentioning Italy or football. I really appreciate y'all. That is such a good look, man. We looking out for our peoples. Next, coming up to this stage, someone's team lost, so I have to make fun of them, is Finn Bell. Oh, I love me some Finn Bell. Finn Bell was also at the Erotic Open Mic. Finn Bell does so much on she covers the whole spectrum of poetry. Man, y'all need to follow her. She does her own open mic and works out the podcast and all that good stuff. Finn, let the people know where they can find you online. Now let's hear your poetry.
Thanks, Advocate. I am on Instagram, Finn_Bell, PHYNNE. What did I just say? I guess that was the whole thing. Okay, so superheroes. I did not create a new piece, but I thought a little bit about the theme. And one thing stuck in my mind, so I pulled up an old poem of mine. Being a superhero is not necessarily doing this grand, big, showy gesture that's seen by the public. It may just be a small act that is seen by one person or felt by one person, and it counts. Sometimes being a superhero is having the courage to walk away from a situation. And so this poem reminds me of that situation. This is called Livermore Summer, 1995. I stood near the tree, its exposed roots enough to hold a precarious perch for our rosy child and me on the bank to the river. While you cast your line, dreams of hooking plump salmon for dinner in a stream starved for slender silverfish. You thought car rides were police chases and stunning statuesque men in dresses were women. You staunchly defended mother first, child and wife last. Rice must be smooth, flat, and oiled, never sticky. And gold chains upon my son's sweet-smelling wrist and neck were removed when you were not looking. Twice a month, perfunctory tumble and always missionary, culminating 15 to 20 minutes later with a sandbox grunt. Christmas time, we milled around the obnoxious tree, 6-foot monstrosity squat and uneasy in the middle of a South San Francisco living room, while we made stilted conversation and tried to focus on blurred cream walls. Looking anywhere but where your mother sat, cradled reverently, like St. Nick's long-awaited present on your lap. This was our clockwork, but only for 2 more years. Time is vigilant in its observation, duly noting a rewind, a screw loose, a need to tune. Quinceañera in the forefront. It was the theme of 1997's stifling heat, a trip to Los Angeles, a drunken rant, and sweet honesty powder dusting the air and the motel floor. Disneyland, both surreal and nostalgic. 2 months after, the humidity a wall to the persuasion of autumn. You let us go, my rosy child and I. We swam in cooler pools, aimless and naive and relieved. Imaginary fish and imperious mother lovers in our wake. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for
They have a critic there at home, but we love it.
Wow.
Love it, Fan.
Thank you for
Always stunning,
Oh
Finn.
my
Thank you.
God.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So good.
Amazing.
Good.
So amazing.
Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE. Make sure that you go follow her. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna risk it all and get hurt by Luis, but I'm gonna risk it all for Finn. But I love her poetry, man. I love it. I so appreciate this community. I was saying this like while Finn was writing her was sharing her poetry with us. Like, yeah, I was so talented. And because I'm the host, I get so much credit. It is so awesome. I'm not gonna, it is so, and then all of y'all just so entertain me and inspire me. So, yo, Finn Bell, go follow her. Like I said, she hosts open mics and does other stuff, and then she's attended other people's open mics and stuff. Like, you follow her, she will lead you the right way. She's such a great writer, too. Such a great writer. Okay, I love it. I love it. Sometimes you just got to soak things in, right? Facebook and YouTube, Nuyorican Poets Cafe, look it up. You can rewatch and re-listen to Finn Bell's poem, other poems from tonight and nights before. So next coming up, we have someone who has never been on the Monday Night Online open mic, and that is Kayvon. Do you want me to say Kayvon the poet, or do you want me to put your government? What do you want to be called? Let me know. Oh, did Kayvon freeze? Kayvon, can you hear me? Kayvon. Do you hear me? I don't know. All right, he's not responding. So, all right. Oh, wait. I just heard him saying I can hear you. Hold on. Let me unmute him again. Because I saw him moving.
I can hear you now.
There we go, Kayvon. There we go. So this is your first time on the Monday Night Online open mic, correct? Online open. I think, all right, I'm gonna hit up Kayvon on the side because there may be something wrong with his Wi-Fi, but or connection or something because he keeps freezing and not responding. So Kayvon, if you hear this, I'm gonna hit you up on the side and we're gonna go to the next poet, then we'll come back to you. So we're going with The Withdrawn. I don't know what The Withdrawn's gonna do because this could be like real family friendly or this could be freaky. Like, I have no idea what this dude. All right, he is the wild card. I'm just letting y'all know the wild card. Find him at The Withdrawn or thewithdrawn.com. Brother, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I got some new shit. This piece is called Why Am I Like This? If I had one superpower, it'd be to teleport you to my face right now so that pussy can get devoured. I don't care if you're in the middle of sleep or halfway through your shower. I'm trying to breathe fire into that peach like my motherfucking name was Bowser. Fuck Mario, bro. My guy is a coward. Blast your pearl like your favorite radio jam. Cause I be none other than that man of the hour. That's 24 of every day. So save my name under your contact list as the Puerto Rican and Black Jack Bauer. Maybe we can let another chick in. You hold the sweet, she holds the sour. If Shorty ain't down to grub on you with me, then I'ma have no choice but to kick her out the game or foul her. You ever been eaten to the OG Teen Titans theme song? Well, how about Kids Next Door or Chowder? I be animated like Advocate when I'm in it. Yet serious on giving you this Cartoon Network proper. I love that I've been the only one who holds the code to make you nut. Although I never learned how to pick or jack a locker. Squirt right across and knock out my uvula. And ding, ding, ding that bitch like you was a pro boxer. How sweet to thank me on my performance, but it's not over yet. Not at least until I turn around and bow her. So I can eat the booty like I'm supposed to. It was only right of me to not refuse when she offered. Never done it before, but dog, this taste in my mouth is kind of awkward. It's like unseasoned white people food. Is it wrong if I went to grab salt, pepper, or maybe some chili powder? Said she was gonna come out her butt. That's something new I've never heard, like I was a confused doctor. She yells out she's coming, and my mouth is ready to catch her. But what came out her culo was the opposite color of flour. I tell you this story so that y'all never eat ass. And to literally and figuratively get some shit off my chest. It's not a real story, by the way. It's
That was great. That was great. Come on. Gotta get his shit off his head. Great.
Literally new shit.
At the Withdrawn on the social medias, thewithdrawn.com. Go check it out. I said wild card, man. I prepared y'all. I told y'all he was the wild card. I saw Holly, who's coming on later. She wasn't ready. I saw her. I saw her in the video. She was not ready for that. Holly is a new voice we're going to be hearing from soon. I tried to warn you, Holly. I tried to warn you. So, Kayvon, I hit you up in the Zoom chat. I don't know if you saw it because you kept freezing and we couldn't hear you. So get into the chat. Let me know you're still here so I can get you onto the open mic. We try to make sure we figure this out. Right now, we are in a multiverse. And right now, we are in the open mic of the Nuyorican Cafe's universe, where we're not going to mention Italy or football. But we are going to go into another universe, and that is the Skiff-verse with the OG Paul, Skiff, Paul. You know the deal. I love having this dude around. You know the deal. Let the people know where we can find you online. Now let's hear your poetry.
Hey, everybody. I'm just glad to be here again. You know, this is paulskiff.com or skiffgram on Instagram. Didn't really write to the theme. I'm just going to read the last couple pages of this poem. It's been around a while. It's a tribute to a person. I guess you could say this person's kind of one of my superheroes. It's a tribute to a young guy named Carl Herr. Carl, you are John Wayne Gacy's favorite paper boy, Lee Harvey Oswald's one-eyed squint over the gun sight, Elvis's last gnaw of pizza, Luke Lieutenant Callie's loyalty, Jim Jones's offer of drink, a street from Nagasaki still flying vaporized in the stratosphere. You are a flea who rants and pogos in the constellation Orion's ear. You are Joan of Arc's devout and horny Secret Service bodyguard prying Lazarus's door. You are the last vibrating scrap of the Big Bang, echoing birth terror for all humans, flushed down the universe and exiled here to this cosmic landfill called sanity, where the bureaucracy of carrion flies wields your sense of humor as its motto, yet too, Carl. Denied as natural occurrence, your startling love rhapsody of incandescent laughter, mild, immunized touch, instinctual purities persuade all feet to abandon confident logic of the floor. And still, none of these preservative incarnations appear beauteous to the reality dulled. Their cliche normality and alterity mired in hysteric authority cowers behind apron on the false secret power of knowing. The chance that could have made you think like others, Carl, was misdelivered, tangled in your afterbirth, then scavenged out of a waste bucket behind the hospital to be devoured by a famished dog who is now transformed into a crossword puzzle junkie. I know his name, but it is not your name, Carl. He spells it with a K. To enshroud appearance and diagram blindness, to inveigle calm and exonerate fear. You are incentive for the pharmacy administered by a child philosopher with an eye on his aftermarket revenue sounding out a 40,000 word motive. Your voice, fragrant birth channel where we all writhe in unwed justifications. Your tremorous dialect is first rapture to cause eternal life, the great nothing, exemplary of our inadequate evolution. Your usefulness and danger clouded mirror, which shows me as alien to myself, throwing glass on the floor, murderer in a snowball fight where where the whole world scapegoats you to see itself as perfect. You, an incomplete detour of the future, undeciphered yet defining our happenstantial senses. Carl, your sadness is a novitiate on pilgrimage to euphoria. Your anger probed by arthritic hand of alibi loss. Bright light from deepest part of irrelevance. Your thoughts spend illumination on us to purchase our nonsense soul survivor of persecuted miracle. License to guarantee culture will throw all this shit on top you. But you, Carl, cannot depart starting line of your own body. It takes 3 generations to create a psychotic, human reduced to legal term that privileges all the fecklessness of social authority, though it will not stop trying to adjudicate or chemically profit. Caught in terminal chance, tortured by language that scratches side effects onto your lifeline like tardive dyskinesia. But you need not a lifeline, Carl. You are death's visa. This I know, Carl. Sanity does not reside in you. Insanity is only a void encountered by the normal, like a lack of answer for what their superiority, fear, bemusement, and pity accomplish, Carl. Reality is this hollow emotional distance they maintain from your requirement for love and compassion, Carl. To them, your humanity is on the far side of a bridge too frightening to cross. Their reality is the disability made of this failure, Carl. They do not want to find insanity as a shared condition, interchange of thoughts and feelings woven in all of us, lived within together. I only guess at your freedom, Carl, proclaimed by fickle-eyed destiny, Samaritan libido, and a dancer's improvised balance poised beyond our humanity, frantic womb of words that births virtuoso escape from purpose of being condemned to a meaning. The name of the sun is shadow. The name of the sky is gravity. The name of blood is butcher knife. My skin, shadow burnt, dark smoke ascends through the gravity where my lips taste butcher knife. I want to shut down my evolution guaranteed rationality so every fucking face inverts the laugh of delight. It rains beneath an umbrella. Cancer foreshadows an opportunistic miracle of bliss. Expel certainties you have internalized. Befriend unknowns you have been asked. These spins are my demands. We are opposite sides of wound come together, the genital of pain. The subject on my body also heals, Carl. Our voices clatter as a roller coaster. I encountered you on the sidewalk out to Pluto. I know how to use corner of a room to shiver in. I too am extinct, what normal people call loneliness, something they die from.
Unmute yourselves and give some.
Oh my
God! First, damn it!
That's last line.
Yes.
That's last lines. My goodness.
Incredible.
Wow.
Genius.
I needed.
Paul Skiff doesn't have a superpower because he's got his own universe. All right. His pen is the Infinity Gauntlet. PaulSkiff.com, SKIFF.com. He is an OG within the New Eureka Poets Cafe's community. He's done much work with the founders. So, like, having him around, I appreciate everyone being here and all the love. But I defer to Paul a little bit more than everyone else because, like I said, he has been around even longer than me. I feel like he's got more claim. And if he's saying, yo, we on the right path, then I feel like, all right, we on the right path. It is so important for me to make sure that what we doing here online is in line with the legacy of the cafe. And having a voice like Paul, like, you know, not only is it connected to, like, you know, the legacy and all that, but it's so awesome to listen to him. He takes you into another world. This is why we call it the Skiff verse. So I feel really bad for who's coming next because she looks like she's like, I can't get out of this world right now. Like, what did you just do to me? This was awesome. And that is Holly. Wait, I'm trying to unmute Holly. My button's stuck. Let me see if it's working now. Holly. Do you see that? Is it asking you? There we go.
Hey.
Holly, first things first. You are popping on camera, girl. You are looking so fantastic, number one.
Thank you. Thank you.
You look like you're having a good time and you're enjoying the poetry, and I'm loving your smile, and I love the fact that everyone's making you smile, number two. Number three, how do you pronounce your last name? I want to make sure I say it right.
All right, my last name is Googe, like Scrooge, but I'm not a Scrooge.
I got you. Holly, Googe. Holly, where are you located?
I'm in Jersey because, you know, the rent in New York is mad expensive, but I'm from Brooklyn. So Brooklyn all day, every day, wop, wop.
I love it. I love your energy already. All right, Holly, you see how we do things here. You let us know where we can follow you online, and then you spit your file.
Okay, so my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook is all Holly Googe. So you can find me on all of those places. And this is not in the theme, but here we go. It's called Dear Mr. MIA. I feel your deception. Your love feels distant as we lay in the wake of a war insistent. Excessive libation sparked an eruption of rage. Long suppressed pain forged a hurricane that shook us up and left us in disarray. We rode this emotional roller coaster full of dips and turns, mood swings, unfinished thoughts, loving gestures, and slow love burns. Then you'd abandon ship, post haste, confirming what they say. You always go MIA. Even once a slip, I forgave you, didn't dip, but that remained in my heart and resentment grew from that part. My heart exploded in tropical paradise, said and did numerous things that weren't nice. Your forgiveness felt true, though the writing's on the wall. I still believed we would overcome it all. Silence multiplied and spanned for days. Then it hit me that you are fully pulling away. I was caught between hashtag relationship goals from Instagram memes and old teachings and beliefs rooted in patriarchy. Convinced that we were meant to be, I reduced my needs and lowered my boundaries. I rushed my healing and felt unease. Even when the flags bled red, I prayed you wouldn't leave. Despite the warnings, our history overpowered me, as did our passionate chemistry. Then one day, something changed, and we would never be the same. Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi, mon amour? Tu as beaucoup changé. Didn't want to call it out, but your vibes were off. Your countenance dropped. You seemed a little fâché, no. Tu te semblais méchant, no. More like indifferent. Your love grew distant. I feared getting shut out. Again, afraid of being your toy boyfriend. Reminiscent of ground zero, but this is rock bottom, surrounded by unexpressed emotions, words unspoken, triggering panic and despair, yet you don't care. And now you've come to me with new bullshit, which reeks of deceit and unaccountability. How did we get here? What have you been hiding from me? What happened to you, my love? Your integrity, ambition, and compassion's gone dark. We've exploded before and always returned. No, not only you, I did too. So what am I to do about unanswered questions and these frayed loose ends? Have you been cheating on me? Were you playing me this whole time? Was everything we had after all of these years a big, fat lie? My abandonment wounds, you know their names. My triggers, weaknesses, heartbreak, all the same. I ached and cried for you, worried, sick, prayed for your return despite you being a dick. That you're safe and okay, that maybe you'd stay, but deep down, I know our season has passed away. I love you now and always will, though I have to swallow this bitter pill. Keeping it 100, this chapter is closed forever. I no longer see a future of us together. I pray that we heal and recover in the absence of each other and ascend into the best versions of ourselves, that we find the best love for us instead of this purgatory hell. That's it.
Give it up for Holly.
That's how you come through, Holly. That's how you definitely come through.
That was fire.
Monday Night Madness. To the Monday Night Madness. I'm warning you now. It's crazy.
Holly, you messed up. Your Mondays are with us now. You are not allowed to have a life on Monday night. You and that beautiful smile and them French words and that awesome poetry are now here with us every Monday night. Holly, I am sorry I got booted. I quickly got back on though. Shout out to Emily Cordes for bringing me back on. But I'm sorry it's your first time here and then the host just leaves. That's probably kind of jarring. Like, did I do something wrong? No, you're fire. Your fire kicked me out. I had to cool off and come back in. Holly, make sure you jump into the chat and share where the people can find you online also because I missed it. So thank you so much. Holly Googe. Ooh. Started dropping their friend. It was like she was talking Brooklyn for a while. Then she was talking like American English for a while. Then she was talking French. And then she's got like the African continent like on her earrings and whatnot. Like it was just like an entire like a global feeling there. I love it. I love it. I love it. Kayvon, if you were still here, hit me up, man. I don't know what happened with your internet, but you were a new voice and I was really, I'm seeing him under a different name. Hold on. Let's see if this works. Let's see. I'm trying to unmute. There we go. Can you hear me, Kayvon?
Yes, I can hear you.
And I can hear you. Yes, I was so afraid we were going to miss you. All right, we're going to have back-to-back new voices. That's what's up. Kayvon, Where are you located?
Queens, New York.
Oh, New York City in the house. Kayvon, we've been doing this for 67 weeks. Where have you been? Where have you been? You can't have a life on Monday no more. You got to be here, man. I like your shirt, by the way, brother. Let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your poetry.
You can find me on Instagram at Kayvon the Poet, and my poem is called Language. Language is a superpower that is not recognized for its ability. A word can save a life and also take one. Language is the gasoline that lit the fire in people to ignite revolutions and create resolutions. A word can incite a riot that can make us all fall apart. Aren't we all poets at heart who tell a story from its start in all of its glory to be part of something bigger? That sounds like art to me. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kayvon.
Yeah, welcome.
Way to
Nick
come
P,
through.
what's that,
Way
Nick
to
P?
come
One
through.
of us. One of us.
Love it.
Kayvon the Poet at Kayvon the Poet, Kavon the Poet. Make sure that you go give him a follow. I love it, man. You know, when I was listening to your poem, Kayvon, I was thinking of how I think us poets are, right? It's like we walk around with a big sword. We can either knight people, right? Level them up, or we chop their head off. That's what I was thinking about when I was listening to your poem. It's so true. Kayvon, and however you're connected right now, this is the connection you need to use. Because the other one, it was kicking you off and you weren't hearing me, but we heard you clearly, saw you clearly, got to see that shirt. I dig that shirt. Kayvon the Poet. Love hearing new voices. Okay. Now we're going to the woman who just saved the open mic right now because I got booted and she was co-hosting. And that is Emily Cordes. Emily has done much work behind the scenes for the New York Poets Cafe. She no longer works with us, but she was one of the people that helped get us started online with what we were doing. She was also handling the social media beforehand. And that's how I came to meet her. And then I found out, boy, is she an awesome writer and actress. Y'all need to follow this woman. She is blazing. Emily, let the people know where they can follow you online. Now let's hear that fire.
All right. I am Postmodern Psyche on Instagram, and I actually have an outdoor play opening this Friday on Staten Island. I will drop the deets in the chat. I know some of you guys are coming along. Thank you so much. And for those who are not, I'm going to drop a shameless plug when I'm done. Okay. So this is a little tribute to a very special gathering that we had in an undisclosed location about a month ago. It's called After Party Alchemy. We came and saw, and we reclaimed a cold and empty cavern filled with light and sound again, drumbeats calling the orishas, bodies flickering like flames, and on folding table crucifixes second feasts were laid, ciphers conjured in the backyard, sacred plants and incantations, and presiding from the rafters all the spirits of this place, dressed up in their dusty finery, put glory on display, as we ran our hands in reverence o'er the bricks our words sustained, and they whispered back in confidence the echoes of the ages. Hearts and causes long abandoned pulsed with newfound inspiration as we followed in the footsteps of the legends of the stage. Even now, we self-dubbed poets struggle to articulate smirks and nods to secret gatherings in undisclosed locations, mask the wonder that surrounded us, a shared and private grace of this unforetold admission to a consecrated space. Even though the road that brought me here lays pockmarked with old pain, and the memories creep unbidden, won't stay buried in the basement, still a shift's been set in motion, lifeblood coursing through dry veins, or a transubstantiation, we the vine, the fig, the grapes, an alchemic transformation, gold from metals harsh and base, discontented winters over and our summers come again, as the voices of the people rise from silence once again. Okay, and this next one is let me scrolling up on my little document here. This one is called Globetrotter. I write this on fumes, on my last drop of juice, burning through paper despite deforestation, but unlike the earth and my top half is blazing. Caps are inflamed from too much information, so I put it on caps, take my foot off the brakes, because the oil we're burning creates a gas chamber. Bowels break from the weight of the fruit left untasted, and we're running on empty in glory and anger. And they say it can wait, take the bench, rehydrate, but the same ones deal hate when we self-medicate. Just a hit or a sip to get through this last leg, but they'll throw it right back, spit it out in your face, leave your drained body curbside kicked out of the race, and they'll say you're to blame because you can't keep the pace. We're through playing Atlas, take the world off our backs, but won't be Ayn Rand assholes who shrug off and pass it. We'll toss it aloft, spin it straight to the basket, whistling sweet Georgia Brown with our teammates, teeth flashing. Because the last mile gets lonely when trotting the globe, but our fans in the stands cheer us on as we go. Haters jeer from the sidelines, but Globetrotters know at the end of it all, we walk each other home. Thank you.
Give it up for Emily.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
We walk each other home.
Yes.
Great.
Applause, applause. Yes, yes, Emily, you did.
Man, you just
Emily Cordes rhymes like goddess, postmodern psyche. Go follow her on Instagram. She's got her plays, she said, an outdoor play. She is such a fantastic actress, by the way. And I have to say, there's still a piece of me that's mad at Emily because she left the cafe. I understand why she had to go and do bigger and better things. And I'm cheering for her, right? But like 99% of me was cheering for her. 1% of me was like, you know, was mad and sad. I wanted her to stay at the cafe. She brings such joy. She is awesome. Any of you in theater looking for an actress, you looking for a writer, you looking for someone behind the scenes, this woman does it all. She is a one-woman army, and I respect that because I've had to be a one-man army. So she's a one-woman army. Get your game up. Go get Emily, all right? All right, next coming up, also I want to thank Emily as well because she is helping and co-hosting. The more that this open mic grows, the more it really becomes a community thing. And one of those things we do at the end of the night is we share this poem called the Good Night Sweet Poet poem. Unmesh, you haven't read that poem yet. Would you be around for the next 15, 20 minutes? Because there's a couple of poets after you. Will you be the one tonight to read?
Yes, yes,
Awesome.
thanks. It would be an honor for me.
I will send it to you in the chat. But for right now, Unmesh, we want to hear your own poetry. Unmesh is in India, so he got up early for us. Let the people know where they can find you, your open mic, and your book online. And then let's hear your poetry, brother.
Thanks, Advocate. So you can find me Unmesh Mohitkar on Instagram and Facebook. I've got a book on Amazon, Light Shadow Life. And then there is an open mic every Saturday, 8 p.m. India time. That is 10:30 a.m. EST. Let's go. This is a new shit. There are people with superpowers, fighting, struggling, winning and losing. They fight for others, win wars. Most of the times, they have lost their own fight. Noble cause to help others, but when late in the evening, when they sit alone in front of the TV, their superpowers are not helping. The loneliness, noisy kids next door, nosy neighbors, husband and wife fighting, small toddler trying to walk. He can fly, fight for the right, teach lessons to the villains of the world. But the lessons he has learned have made deep crevices on his heart, soul, and mind. He's a Superman without a family, no strings attached, unlike a family man. Entangled, enmeshed in so many strings, ignored, unknown, never even get to know that few strings are broken, sometimes the one which mattered. No superpower can save those broken strings. No superpower can bring back that lost time. No superlatives can explain the unrelenting noise those broken strings making in his tumultuous mind.
leave aside superpowers. He was never told that he has any powers at all. His dream, his family, complex mesh-up relationship. He never got time to find his superpowers. Superpowers ignored him like a common man dying on the street in the fight between superpowers. Run for your life, run for your life. The superpowers, superstars are coming. And the common man walking on the street, blinded by the big neon signs for eternity. Bestowed upon him is the power to keep silent. Superpowers making sure pandemonium living inside him is never silenced. Pandemonium living inside him is never silenced. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for
Always dope, Umesh. Always, man.
Shukriya, Shunmesh.
Yes, Umesh.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
If I had to come back as something in this life other than a human animal, I would want to be a syllable that Umesh Mohidkar speaks, because he does not waste a syllable, man. Right? If the syllables were his kids, he actually is that person that loves each of his kids equally. I love it. I love it. And his energy is so in line with the Nuyorican Poets Cafe energy. I so appreciate that. Umesh, when we get to the end of the night, I will make sure I send you the good night sweet poet poem so that we can hear you closing it out. And those of you who are new, every night we end it with this poem that I wrote. And in season 2, we've decided, you know what? We hear Advocate of Words voice enough. We love them, but we want to hear more people's voices. So that's what we're going to do. Let's keep it going. We are now into the waiting list. I don't think we're going to get very deep into it, but we are here and we get to Tanish Kaur. Tanish was also at the erotic open mic and did a thing. And she came out of left field. I was like, well, she's just going to hang out, not do too much. And then she was like, whoosh, I'm here. Became like this superpower erotic poet. I loved it. Tanish, let the people know where they can find you online. Then let's hear your poetry.
Okay, tanishkantos.com, and I'm building up my IG, but it's not there yet. But this is Flames of Serenity. I just have one. How can one woman be a cotton ball and a razor, breathe life into words and surrender to rhythm, to the gleaming sun, soft blue moon, gold stars? Laugh with quivering grief, work with mirth through earth, be a confident, newly plucked, raspy berry, and a juicy pineapple cactus, coconut water, and grape wine vine yell in vibrations wistfully, a shout while yearning, level you sever with love so tender, adapt and demand, burn down like sagebrush and will herself to levitate in the same breath. It's her superpower, baby. That's it. Thank you.
Mute yourselves. Give it up for Tanish Kaur. I said, wait, did I hit the button? All right, I hit the button again.
There we
go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beast, Tanish.
Thank you.
Tanish.
A beast, Tanish. I heard that. I like that. A beast, Tanish. Tanish Kaur. Make sure you give her a follow. And I love her voice too, right? Like it sounds very youthful but raspy. Like you know what I mean. You don't know, like, has she lived an innocent life or has she been through some shit? Like she could really mess with people's head with her voice. I love it. She's a fantastic writer. She is starting to become a mainstay here. I think this is like her 3rd week or 4th week with us or something like that. We got in her veins too. Okay, let's get someone else on the open mic. Mr. Tessa Somok. He is a bard in a room full of poets. There he is. I see him. Is his video on? Is he there? I think he's there. I'm trying to.
I'm here.
Him. There we go. And he's showing the guns. Go ahead, Mr. Tessa Somok. Let the people know where they can find you online. Yeah, there. Yep, I'm happy. And let's hear your poetry.
You can hear me? Okay, good. So one of the paradoxes of hero worship is if you believe in heroes, then society is a failure. MAGA zombies and the Darbo defense. The mythological undead, corporeal revenant corpses reanimated with systemic necromancy of the clinginess of the past, a militarist appeal to racial hygiene and ethno-national unanimity resulting in genocide. If the mega zombie is a dead body, then the reanimation is traced through what W.E. Du Bois calls the emergence of personal whiteness in its residual condition, the revivification fueled by attractiveness of generic racial identities, psychopolitical shifts, the encouraged nostalgic fascination with ossified culture, conservative race truth, whiteness freighted as victimage, vulnerability, and darbo. Societies put forward ways of being, thinking, and behaving the desirable or normal, the criteria of normality affected by politics. The zombies are triggered into their anger and will be emotionally damaged. Tragically, his opponents become targets for very real life necromancer abuse. The use of deprecating, extreme, and cruel language to discuss anyone or groups if they fail to support him. This legitimized false flag, give permissions for perpetrators to target others due to their immigration status, race, religion, sexuality, gender, socioeconomic status. The fearful laws to say, I'm okay, I will be okay, will generate ongoing psychological symptoms of anxiety, depression, intrusion, frightening thoughts, flashback reoccurrences of terrible moments, trouble concentrating, sleep disruption, and avoidance of anything that reminds of the traumatic time. The malignant narcissist twisting the truth, gaslighting and bullying, enabling, shielding his army with Darbo, the blame shifting strategy used by abusers, including narcissists. Deny, attack, reverse victim offender. The Nazi doctors assigned to Auschwitz, true, some were upset, even horrified at being given this task. But an enabling nation as perverse psychotherapy, which included drinking heavily, the complacent assurance and support, many overcame their anxiety sufficiently to carry their murderous assignment. We stand at the necromancer's adaptation of the evil that is possible, that is about to trigger in this situation. We stand at the threshold of normalizing the evil malignant normality with its most extreme manifestation, with two psychologists among architects of CIA torture protocols. In this lot, we find the moral panic fabricators like Christopher Rufo, propagandists, amplifiers, taking their inchoate anger about wokeness and directing it into public education, remnants of the conservative campaigns against sex education, where conservative activists either cherry-picked or invented lurid anecdotes to try to discredit the whole project, but would later be caught playing out their perverse contrivances. When we look at the Arizona House Bill 2906, which prohibits a state, any local government from requiring employees to engage in orientation training or therapy that suggests any employee is inherently racist, sexist, or oppressive, whether conscious or unconscious, it's obvious no one is training people to hate conservatives or zombies. They do it all on their own. If you feel traumatized and the perpetrator, this means your empathy and moral compass are still functioning. Find your peeps, don't isolate, be powerful. Hold on to hope and your shared humanity. Reclaim your agency and load up on antipsychotics and fire away with proloxin, Haldane, L'Occitane, and Navanine. Thank you.
Welcome to this TED Talk. Give it up for Mr.
Okay, we need to find a way to like inject that moment into people's brains. That's just genius.
Good to
Real,
see you,
real.
Mr. Tez. Dope as always. Dope.
As always.
It's like he gives dissertations with his poetry. Mr. Tessasomo Gashes 2019 on Instagram. Go check him out, and you too will get a diploma for just following him. Love this dude. All right, we got time for one more person on the open mic list. So I want to give a shout out to the people we're not going to hear from tonight. GK Jayaram. We haven't gotten to hear from him in a while. I'm sorry we couldn't get to you. He is awesome. I love that dude. Roz from the BX. I got to see Roz this weekend and I got to hear her. For those of you who have not heard Roz before, I'm really sorry we didn't get to hear her. She is a treat. Ed Foreman, Ed Poetastic. This dude's got a lot of great energy. I love what he brings. Shout out to Thomas Connor. His team is the best baseball team in New York City. He is a Mets fan. As a Yankee fan, hurts me to say that, but I love Thomas, man. Awesome dude. Daniel Villegas, he didn't even come here today. Where are you, Daniel? He represents the Rednecks, Readnex. If you know who they are, you know they're awesome. He's been coming around. James Spoken Word, another OG from the community. She is a badass. I'm sorry we didn't get to hear her. And Eric G. I still remember this dude. He is from Brooklyn, but the first time I met him on Zoom, he had Queens in the background. He was awesome, though. He read a poem by Warshire, I think it was. I forgot. I'm sorry, I forgot who it was. But shout out to Eric G. I'm sorry we couldn't get to you. So the last person that we will get to, who is on our waiting list, is Jeff Cottrell. And shout out to Overdose, who is watching the Home Run Derby, and his man Pete Alonso has to defend himself. Yep, New York Mets are the best team. But we are now crossing the border to go see Jeff Cottrell. And that is to Canada. Don't you be racist and think just Mexico. To Jeff Cottrell. Jeff, let the people know they can find you online. Then let's hear your work, brother.
All right. I can be found at jeffcottrell.com and Facebook and Twitter and scattered across YouTube here and there. And what I'm going to do, a bunch of you have heard this 20 times already, but I brought it back because of the theme tonight. So here we go. Look up in the sky. No, not the sky. In the coffee shop. Sitting at the corner table, alone, scrolling down his cell phone, with 2 days' growth of beard and a milk stain on his pants. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a dog? Is it a waffle iron? Is it a shoe? No, it's Adequate Man. Adequate Man, faster than a speeding hamster, more powerful than a toddler, able to leap over a tall canary in a single bound. Adequate Man. When trouble rears its head, does he ignore it? No! He stays home and reads about it on the internet. When faced with injustice, does he lie down? No! He sits and tells others on social media to do something. When people are needy, does he neglect them? No! He donates $5 to the cause if it's tax deductible. When trash needs to be taken out, when dishes need to be dried, when the dog needs to be walked, he does it. Whatever the crisis, whatever the threat, citizens know they can call on him for the bare minimum. Tremble before the powers of Adequate Man, his 20/20 vision, his average physical strength, his ability to melt steel with the help of welding equipment, his bachelor's degree in environmental studies, his office data entry job, the force of which has allowed him to pay off part of his student loan, his capability of viewing an entire Netflix series in one binge, his gift for devouring 6 pizza slices in one meal. Watch Adequate Man and you will believe a man can fly, provided that he makes the airport gate on time. Adequate Man and his loyal sidekick, Drinking Buddy. What a duo! Together they rid the world of craft beer and chicken wings while they bravely watch hockey and basketball on the pub TV. When Adequate Man battles against a tough trivia question, who steps in with the right answer every time? Drinking Buddy. And when Adequate Man faces another lonely Saturday evening, whom does he call on for help? Drinking Buddy, of course. With Drinking Buddy's 6-packs and Xbox games, both of them team up to save the night once more. Feel the wrath of the mortal enemies of Adequate Man. The landlord who keeps reminding him the rent is late. The neighborhood tabby cat who triggers his allergies. The cute, perky ex who just wants to be friends now. The messy, filthy apartment that still refuses to clean itself. And his ultimate nemesis, the Joker. Specifically, his old high school acquaintance, Bob, who now works in upper management at the same company. Still working in data entry, Adequate Man? Don't let the high stress get to you. Oh, the laughter, the crazed, mocking laughter. One day, Bob, you will get yours. And so, citizens, the next time you need a hero who can help you rake your leaves, or give you a lift to the airport, or take money at the door at your next poetry event, you know who to look for. Look, over there, smoking behind the 7-Eleven. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a no smoking sign on a plane? Is it a fidget spinner? Is it a chocolate teapot? Is it a ladle? Is it a bidet? Is it a jack-in-the-box? Is it a designer purse? Is it a tea cozy? Is it a tooth grill? Is it a toast rack? Is it an egg slicer? Is it a mattress tag that reads, "Do not remove"? No, it's Adequate Man, the quintessential hero of our times. Thank you. That was called Adequate Man, if you didn't figure it out.
Give
The hero we deserve, for sure. The hero we deserve.
So funny.
JeffCottrell.com. When you spell Cottrell, there are 2 L's at the end. Cottrill. Jeff Cottrell. I love this dude, man. I love this dude. He can sell, what is the saying? Sell ice to an Eskimo. That's what Jeff could do, man. Make sure you check this dude out. And you know, and see the shows that he's doing. He's fantastic. Love it. Love it. With that being said, shout out to La Bruja, who is still joining us here in the building. And she tried to troll me like I trolled her on Thursday nights. I love that woman. Shout out to Arasael Rivera, who's in the building, checked in late. I appreciate you checking in, brother. We haven't heard from you in a while. I hope all has been well. And I didn't see when she came in, but Ray Jane is here too. Shout out to Ray Jane. I don't think I got to shout her out earlier in the night. On Saturday, she killed it at the Erotic Open Mic. And then earlier on Saturday, she killed it at La Bruja show. It was awesome. Loved it, loved it. One more time, thank you, Emily Cordes, for riding shotgun with me. And we needed you. I got bumped out, man, and we needed you. So I appreciate you being here. Make sure that y'all go check the New York Poets Cafe out on Facebook and YouTube for the recording of this show. So much gold in tonight's open mic. You can follow me online at Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z. From the Bronx, hip hop, poetic license, what. And we're going to do this again next Monday. Next Monday, conspiracy. I'm really excited to hear about that. Conspiracy. And of course, Thursday night, can't wait that long. La Bruja is hosting at 9 p.m. It's another open mic. Most of the people that are here are attend or are going to be there on Thursday. So if you are new tonight and you got a feel for this crowd, it's very, 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 very similar. Damn near the same crowd on Thursday night. Y'all going to love it. Make sure you go check it out. With that being said, Umesh, do you need it again or do you got it? We good?
I got it. Yep.
Awesome. So, good night, y'all. See y'all next Monday. Unmesh, take us home.
Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you have written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Algarin into your home. This has been the Monday night online open mic presented by the New York Poets Cafe, hosted by the Advocate of Words. On the behalf of the community tonight, I, Unmesh Mohitkar, would like to say good night, sweet poets. Good night, sweet poet.